Hello, I'm David Moore.
Hello, my name's Wayne Boone.
Hi, I'm Sean Manning, and welcome to the American Carp Society.
Okay, in about a week, we're all off, the three of us, all off to Austin, Texas to fish Town Lake. Now, that'll be a first for Sean and myself, but Dave Moore here in the middle has been pretty instrumental in establishing Town Lake as one of the world's foremost carp fisheries.
Yeah.
Is carp fisheries the right term, do you think?
Probably.
I'd say it'd be a world-class fishery.
Yeah. So can you tell us, Dave, about how it all started? And
Well, it started about 2.5 years ago. I'm on the internet looking around. I noticed the state record carp for Texas was only 25 pounds, which seemed pretty low to me.
Right.
Well, then I looked at a lake record, and unfortunately, it was one that had been shot with a bow and arrow. It was 45 pounds out of that lake. So it told me that there were some bigger fish there.
In there then, yeah.
Sure.
So actually, it's going to back up here. Be exactly 3 years ago, I went down the very first time. The first time there, I caught nothing.
Right.
Jim West and I went down to fish it. Nothing. Went back the next spring on a, just to give, just when you see these big fish coming, you got to give it a try.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that just would show you, don't give up, be persistent. Went back the second time, broke the state record a couple times. That's when it all started.
It can't be bad.
There's big fish been caught out of there, haven't there?
There's been more personal bests set by carp anglers at that lake than any other place in the United States, easily.
What do you think sets that lake apart from most other lakes? What is it about that lake that enables the fish to grow to such a size?
It's just an absolutely perfect environment. It's so unusual because you have the water that's coming in from the dam above is drawn from below, so it's cool. You have a natural spring, Barton Springs, that's there, 56 degrees year-round going into that. Every rock you turn over, there's like mini lobsters, crayfish, mussels everywhere, lots of weed. It's just an absolutely perfect place.
Huge food source then in there.
Oh, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get you guys a new PB when we get there. Hopefully I'll get a new PB.
So we're really looking forward to it, actually. Wayne and I haven't fished it yet, and we're pretty anxious to get over there and to do some fishing. So next time that you see this, we'll probably have some footage for you.
Well, we'll get some footage of Town Lake, and then we'll do the ending, and hopefully at that we'll have. So that'd be great if we could all three set new PBs.
That'd be great.
A little premonition here. No pressure.
All right.
None.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, Dave, can you tell us a little bit about Town Lake? The size of the fish in that place are very, very large, aren't they? So what are we talking about there?
Well, we seem to catch a lot of 30s out of there, and you'll get some 40s. In the fall, it's going to be a little bit tougher for us to go there. The fish should be in really good condition, feeding up for the winter. But typically, you're going to have a little bit larger fish in the spring just due to the spawn. But it's about a 500-acre lake.
Right.
So it's about 5 miles long.
Right.
So it's a lot of fishing. It's 100% fishable.
Right.
And there's not areas that's just such a, that's a big expansion of water that you can't really fish it.
There's some good access then.
Lots of access. It's in a city park for the most part.
Right.
Some trees that you have to deal with. There are some areas on this lake, and hopefully we're going to hit some of them that have never been fished before.
Excellent. So what is the largest fish that's been taken out of there? By rod and line?
At this point, rod and line, the biggest fish is Al St. Cyr, who won the Big Fish Award with the Carp Anglers Group last year.
Right.
Was in the 46-pound range.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Big fish.
really good fish.
Oh, cool. Was it originally, because looking at the map, it looks like it's been dammed at both ends. Was it originally a river running through the center of Austin? Or?
Right, well that's on the Colorado River system, and it's a chain of 5 different lakes through there, and Town Lake's actually the last one, which just happens to be in Austin. In Austin, while we're on that, what a great place to go fishing. I mean, you got 6th Street, tons of, there's so much activity going on. San Antonio's down the road. So not only is this just a great place to go fish, it's a great place to go with the family, and there's just a lot to do there.
There's a lot of nightlife.
Lots of nightlife.
Oh, because it brings a point. You can't fish at night there.
You might as well go out and enjoy the nightlife.
Right.
It's a park, opens at 6 a.m., closes at 10 p.m.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So you get in quite a bit of fishing. So
good.
it's just a great place to go.
Excellent.
I'll look forward to that.
Yeah. Okay, Dave, so Austintown Lake, can you give us a little bit more information about the lake itself in regards to the features and the depth and that kind of thing?
It varies quite a bit. Down towards the dam end is more of a silty bottom. Towards the middle, towards the top, you're going to get into more gravel. It has lots of features in most places because it is a dammed up river. So, for instance, in a lot of places you fish, it'll be shelved off. It'll go at a gradual slope, 12, 15 feet, drop off, kind of have a nice little feeding area in about anywhere from 14 to 17 feet, and then it'll drop off. And so you really, you got to do your homework.
Get your marker rod out then.
Got to get your marker rod out. You can't just, this lake, well, you can show up and pile the bait in at 30, 40 yards and catch, but if you really want to maximize your time and your chances of catching a big fish, you need to do
your homework a bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it possible to put a boat out on this on the lake?
The lake is allowed with boats, no gas motors though. So
it's trolling motors only.
Trolling motors. Okay. And a lot of people use it as a recreational lake, either rowing, to get a workout. University of Texas uses it for the rowing team to practice.
So we can get a boat in there.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to get a boat, and I hope when we get there on our trip, we're probably going to spend a whole day going up. I mean, it's a 5-mile stretch.
Sorry.
Am I putting you to sleep?
No,
mate?
do it again.
It's a 5-mile stretch of the lake, and we're going to get in the boat. We're probably going to spend one day just looking around, looking for the fish, looking for areas to bait up, and then we'll go back and hit each one of those areas.
Great. So Sean and myself will be leaving on probably a Thursday morning. Yeah. We have a 27-hour drive from Los Angeles, so that'll put us there sometime Friday night. So all of Saturday we'll be wrecking and checking out features, trying to find baiting up a couple of places so we can fish.
Well, if you've got this much time, I think you're more efficient. You're going to probably in the long run you're going to do better. Right. Showing up, doing your homework. We're going to probably pick 3 or 4 main spots to bait up and look at. And it's going to depend too once we show up what the depth finder shows marking fish. And but these fish do tend to move around a lot. So we might go in and mark fish one day and bait it up, and they may be gone the next day. So
we've got some time then. There's some big fish in there.
We'll be fishing Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which will be Thanksgiving this year, and the Friday. So we'll have 6 days.
Yeah,
6 days.
4 days of fishing. And what about you? You're going to be driving down from Oklahoma, Dave. So
it's about a 500-mile drive for me, about 8, 9 hours. Depends on traffic.
So we're going to be doing some traveling between us all.
Racking up a lot of miles.
That's a lot of miles. Big ass drive.
It's a big ass.
Big ass drive.
What sort of tackle should we be packing? What will we be using? Are we talking method? Are we talking PVA bag? Single hook baits? What have you found is the best approach? Actually,
when we get there, we'll probably try quite a few different things. These fish, no problem on the boilies. Matter of fact, the bigger fish, you never can say for sure, but we tend to be catching bigger fish on boilies. Okay. So that's probably what our main focus is going to be.
Right.
We seem to be catching them at a distance.
What is distance there? What are we talking about?
It just depends, 80, 100 yards,
okay.
Single baits. And, we'll show the technique on the film. What we'll do is fishing at range using throwing sticks, that. And plus we're going to have the luxury of a boat.
Sure.
Oh,
that's definitely
so the higher test pound curvage of rods, 3 pound, 3 1/4, something like
right.
that.
We're fishing big water, so we're going to go with the big pit type setups.
Okay, and heavier line.
And what we're doing and what we're after the bigger fish here. I mean, anybody can just show up with regular tackle and catch fish.
Right.
We're definitely going to hit on the fish care part because these fish are big. If we're getting a lot of people and we're going to promote this place, the least people I think can do out of respect for other anglers is show up there and take care of the fish.
That's right.
Yeah. And we want to have fish care is going to be of utmost importance. These fish, we're already seeing captures over and over again. This is a perfect example of why you look after that resource, and there's no need to not do the very best job you can.
And it gives the opportunity for somebody else to catch that fish when it gets a bigger weight, possibly.
Absolutely.
And I believe there are some huge buffalo carp in there.
Yeah, we've had 50, almost broke the 60-pound barrier. So that's just an added benefit.
Yeah, a lot of big fish.
Great.
Austin ATC 2004. We were lucky enough to draw the same blanking bank twice in a row.
Oh dear.
So yeah, we're a bit biteless at the moment.
48 hours biteless.
Yeah. Actually, nobody along the stretch really has caught hardly anything in the last 2 days. There's a couple of fish over off the point up there, but that is about it.
Yep.
And there's been one fish off this bank in the last 48 hours.
I'll go find somewhere to catch some fish tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alright.
Think of something.
Alright, later.
Nearly got wet. Unbelievable amount of fish, fair size, we're not quite sure what they are. We're assuming the carp. We're going to feed this area a lot, a little bit today, maybe another little bit tomorrow, fish it midweek, 2 or 3 days. See how we go.
Dave, that's that one that you caught before, isn't it?
Yep, that's old scraggly tail.
Scraggly, it's the same one. It's like,
Yep. boat and go get it. And just, we literally pulled the tree up and broke the limb that was on it. Or Wayne did.
Yeah, here we go. So nice fish.
You can grab the
I'll get the rod in. Sure, it's pineapple boiling again. There's a big old branch over there. Get his head up. Need the boat yet. No, me right rod.
What about it?
No, it's going. It's got a run.
No,
It really has.
not moving. Oh, yes it is. Right.
We got one in the net here, and then this one's went screamed off, as you heard a few minutes ago. This up. Got in a snag. We managed to get it out. All in the space of 2-3 minutes.
Ready to go back.
Here we go. Oh god.
That's a sweet fish, Dave.
Absolutely fantastic.
Sweet. You got it?
About 5 minutes later, there he is in the net, getting up. It's going crazy over that end. Let's get this fish on there. On hook. Yeah, this is the result that one you just saw. Look at the gorgeous golden colours on this baby. It's all about, and we'll get it back.
That's a beaut, Dave.
What's this one weigh, mate?
This is 37 on the nose. And it's actually quite close in on a pineapple pop-up.
Swimming off, right?
Off you go. Dave's got a fish on right now. We're trying to avoid the snags to the left. We've had some trouble. We want to try to avoid going out in the boat if we can to land the fish. Luckily he's veering to the right a little more, so we should be fine.
And 2 or 3 fish we would have lost. It would have been pretty bad.
We're one of the most awesome places we've fished in.
Not a happy chance of it.
I see him on top. Nice fish.
It's about the same as we've been catching.
They scrap though, don't they?
High 20, low 30 in that range. The drag down pretty good on that one still.
Yeah,
They would just give up and get in the net so we could achieve spreader block glory. We could unhook him and let him go. Keep his head coming towards the net. Nice fish.
Right.
Ah.
nice fish.
Spreader block glory, what it's all about.
That's why I landed in it.
Yeah, I just had some good picture on it. And keep him wet here.
$29.3.
Right, cool. Awesome fish. Look up. Beautiful color.
Hold on, just lift it up again. Lift it out of the water like that. Awesome, let me just move this sack there. Okay, well, put it in the water, release it.
I'll show you what we've been catching these wonderful Town Lake carp on. This is a pop-up boilie. Probably popped up about 4 inches, 3-4 inches. I'm just going to pop this in the water and just see how the hook sits underneath the boilie. Carp picks this up, it's just... Can you see how that sits? See the hook just sitting right just underneath the boilie. And when there's a little bit of flow, which there is when you open the sluice gates here, this just wavers about. Irresistible. Right?
Yeah. Big.
Yeah, oh boy.
You ready? Yep.
Dude!
How much?
46. It's a nice fish. 46.6. 46.4. UPB again. Look at that.
You're doing your Michael Jackson impression while you're fishing.
My casting glove, mate. Sweet. That's chunky.
Get fish in the sack in the water. Okay, I'll get this one in the water.
Snag at the moment with the fish just had on the far bar. Took me all the way around the lake, couldn't really do anything about it at all, and it's got me snagged up in the left hand margin, so we're going to try and get in the boat and see if it's still on. Feels like a good fish. So Dave's into a fish right now as well. And we have one in the sack as well, don't we? Have a 26.8 that went off just before this one did as well. So we found a good spot here. We did quite a bit of research and tried to find the fish, and it looks like we did pretty good. We'll see if we can't get these two in. Another fish on. The one in the sack, one in the net, one in the snags, and one on his way in. They're really, really powerful, very powerful fish. They just take off like a steam train, these big commons. So hopefully Dave will be able to get this one out of the snags that I'm currently residing in.
go.
Okay. Now that was a double take. Dave and Sean were in the boat trying to release Sean's fish. My right hand rod went off, I hit that. I was shouting for help like a madman. And then the left one went off. And the right one, I let the line slack and he got off. Only for a moment. But this one's on still. So an incredible session we're in the middle of here, guys. It's unbelievable. Here we go.
When you last joined us, I had a fish in the sack and one in the snags. Unfortunately, we lost the fish in the snags. But soon after that, Wayne had 2 runs at the same time. Dave had another run and another fish. So we ended up getting a shot with the 3 of us, always some excellent fishing between like 26 and 28. And it's awesome stuff. So yeah, this is a great session. This is really a session to remember. Sweet.
That might be bigger. Make sure it ain't on the ground.
Dude, it is.
What's it?
44. 44.8.
That's it. Let's give it.
I think. No, 44.6.
Good job.
Man. Okay, had a pretty good day today. This is the second 40 for today, so I'm rather happy, as you can tell. Beautiful fish. It's 44.6. 44.6. Lovely fish.
What's Dave got to say?
No justice in this world, that's all I got to say. It's just not right.
Let's see a return. I've got maybe 30 seconds.
Hello, I'm David Moore with American Carp Society, and we're at Town Lake in Austin, Texas. What we're going to do now is go through the lake, show you various pegs that you can choose from to fish, give you a little bit of information at what's available at each peg, and hopefully put you on some fish a lot quicker than if you just show up on your own and kind of come into this blind. Okay, where we're going to start at is I-35. If you were on I-35, which is the major interstate here, we're going to start out with those pegs because they're the most accessible, the easiest to find. And if you look over here, we have I-35 itself, and this is a well-maintained park, very easy to park right beside wherever you're going to fish. There's been a lot of good fish caught out of here, including a 40. Okay, what you're going to find here is some more of just the same as down before, is some really easily accessible swims. As you'll notice all through here, once again, mowed grass, all this is available to you. This particular area, for some reason, between the boat ramp and the creek, inlet creek there, it hasn't produced a lot of fish, but that's not saying it wouldn't, it just doesn't get fished that much either. Okay, now we're at the feeder creek. There's a little walkover bridge here. There's been numerous 40s caught through this area the next few hundred yards. Some great pegs. There's a small playground there. So you have to watch out for the public when you're fishing here. It is a public park. People seem to be very friendly and interested in what you're doing. So just make sure you keep the carp anglers with a good name and don't cause too much trouble. Okay, this next peg is a peg that's produced several 40s, and we've named it the Richard Somerville swim because the first year the Carp Anglers Group had the Austin Team Championship, he caught a pair of 40s out of here, just an unbelievable haul. Some high 30s, a couple of mirrors. It was one of those sessions of a lifetime. And it's right by the path, so you have to be kind of careful there, but it's a really good peg. Okay, over here we have a couple of old platforms pegs that are really good pegs. We just fished them recently and had a couple of 30s out of there. So people came in right behind us after we'd baited up and had a 37 out of these pegs. So really good pegs this time of year. Okay, one thing you're going to notice out here is a lot of rowers and a lot of people in small boats, so you're going to have to keep an eye out for them. Nothing wrong with spotting up a place that you're going to fish. There's also several places along here that will actually rent kayaks and canoes to you. You could go purchase yourself one of these depth finders. Great value for the money, help you locate the fish even quicker. There's some fish there. They'll show up. These fish roam around a lot, and they kind of tend to get in a cycle or a pattern. So if you can locate those fish and find out where they're at during different times of the day, it can be very beneficial. What we have over here is a peg. This is a bay, and this is produced well in the spring also. And you can fish from that bay. If you're a little more adventurous, you can step out, wade through the water, the creek there, and fish off of this little island. But it's been some really good fish caught in this area also, which is pretty common for Town Lake. Okay, over here we have a platform where they put in a lot of the rowing boats. You have to pretty much avoid those during the daytimes. But during the evenings before the parks close, you can get in there and fish off of those. Don't leave a mess, leave it as clean as you can. But you can fish off of those in the evenings, usually isn't a problem. And once again, this is another area we've caught a lot of fish out of, especially in the fall. This has been a good producing area right through here in the evenings. Here we have the Four Seasons just a little further down. There is a platform there. It's a public platform. You can fish off of it. If you wanted to rent a room at the Four Seasons, that'd be very convenient. We're also going to have a look at something that's the world's largest bat colony that lives in an urban area. Is right in front of us. Is this bridge coming up, is the infamous Bat Bridge in Austin, Texas. All right, we're in an area right now that's between the Bat Bridge and the Congress Bridge. We got a series of bridges here that are just fantastic structure for, you know, fish to hold on. Nobody even fishes these areas. They seem to, for whatever reason, just fish the known pegs all the time. And if you look through here, sure it's not cleaned out and there's trees, but you get the bank sticks, get out in the water, you're bound to catch some fish that are not pressured at all. Right through here is one of the bigger feeder creeks of Town Lake that comes in. This is a really shallow area. Fish come up in here and feed. Nice little place to set up, a park and restroom not too far away. Very accessible, produces fish. This is probably the most narrow part of Town Lake right here. Easily you can cast to the other side and fish the other side. So we have the shallow bay here that we'll pan to in a second, a point you can fish off of, various pegs there. And then we're going to go to the other side and we have another park here with loads of pegs to set up and fish. The peg with the pavilion down there, there's parking right behind it. That's the peg that during the second ATC was probably the best producing peg each day, 300 pounds of fish. People have fished it since then and it hasn't done so well. But you just never know, that's fishing. Okay, what you're looking at there is what we've named, of course, the Stevie Ray Vaughan peg. Stevie Ray Vaughan, originally from Austin, Texas, tragically died in a helicopter crash, but fantastic musician. That's another great thing about Austin. You come here and it's not just the fishing's great, the nightlife's great. If you're into music, you won't find a better place than Austin, Texas, and all the different types of music going on all the time. Okay, what you're looking at here is how we refer to these to the old power plant pegs. There's a few pegs through here. You get closer to the power plant though, you have to be very careful. It's seriously snaggy through there and some really old, there's an old road bed through there or bridge, and you can get cut off very easily. Okay, this is just the old railroad bridge, another fantastic structure to fish. If you got in a boat, I suppose you could set up on one of these little islands that are here. Probably wouldn't, but on the sides would probably be better, a little more access there. It's going to be tough. You may have to go with a little bit shorter rod or wear some hip waders. If you have hip waders, you can almost fish anywhere on this lake. Okay, over here we have a peg that we fish referred to as Voodoo Temple. For some reason people burn candles and stuff there. It gives you kind of an eerie feeling. Okay, you have the actual swim itself, and then you have a feeder creek there. It's deep on this side with a channel, and on the other side it's very shallow. And you can actually see carp up in there feeding. Across on the other side we have Barton Springs, which is a spring that feeds this constantly with nice, cool, fresh water. So this water never gets very hot and it never gets very cold. It stays very constant. Probably between 55 is a low, 75 may be the max. Just, once again, constant fresh water coming into this lake. My speculation is, just a personal opinion, that probably has more to do with Town Lake producing big fish than any other factor. The wildlife in this lake, for the fact that it's in a city, is just absolutely amazing. There's another peg with a huge old tree, give you great shade in the summertime, stairs going down to it. You can park right above it in Zilliker Park. I'd just be amazed if anybody's ever even fished there before. You just look at the sides here. I'm not saying cut down trees, but just a little bit of pruning. You can probably cut down weeds mainly, slide in between a couple of these trees, and got your own swim that's never been fished. We're just going to film a little bit of the structure on the depth finder here and maybe pick up the odd fish or two. But I just, once again, I look at the sides here and I go, I've never fished there. I'd absolutely love to. There's just another example. There's parking right behind it. Another peg. It's shallow on that side, but the channel's across from it, but easily reachable with a good cast. Here's just another area, platform where they put boats in. That's actually a boat rental place. And those kayaks you see, you can go in and rent those by the hour for the day. Just have a look around. You never know. Going and finding the fish is going to be a lot better than just setting up somewhere and hoping they show up eventually, because they move around a lot. They have different patterns for different seasons, and with the water flowing through here from the lakes above, the rain, things change and the fish move, and they move around a lot. We've caught the same fish at both ends of this lake, so they cover a lot of distance. Okay, here's another one by the boat rental place. We're going to pan around on this and look at this entire bay. I mean, this, to me, it's an area that's hardly ever fished. Once again, has everything here. Deep water structure, a bay. Don't ask me why I've never fished it, because every time I come through here, tell myself I'm going to, and I don't, because there's just so many other choices. Okay, this is the same bay, and that's the structure on the depth finder there, fish finder, that I'm talking about. Everything's in here. It seems like in this lake we tend to find the fish in areas that have structure like that, and not the flat. The flat areas just don't seem to produce as much. That's not saying they won't, because they will at certain times. You find mussel beds, or the fish are just in there feeding, but the structured areas seem to produce more fish. We started off at the I-35 bridge, and what you're looking at here is the Mopac. It's the furthest west bridge, Highway 1 loop that goes around Austin. There's a jogging trail, Zilliker Park's just off to one side of us. Once again, there's some great structure right in this bridge. What we've covered now is about the middle third of the lake. What we're going to do now is the western third of the lake. It's a tougher access, but we'll show you a couple places you can get in. Some big fish have come from this end of the lake that we're getting ready to look at. All right, we're in the middle of the lake, and it was just about 12 feet deep here. It's going to start dropping back off. If you notice another feeder creek here, and there's a really long bar that comes out from that. Fish will move up in here and feed. You can set up on that point right there, no problem. Parking right behind it. Doesn't get much easier than that. What you're looking at now is a platform in Eilers Park, and this is the area that it all began in June 2001. Came down here with my wife on a business trip. Just happened to get lucky and find this spot, set up here to fish. Broke the state record 2 days consecutively. Set a new personal best. So a little bit of history and a kind of a soft spot in my heart for that spot right there to fish. Great area to fish. It has a nice bar with a drop-off, loads of features. Since then, there's been a couple 40s even come out of this area. Okay, right across from Eilers is another area we refer to as the Rocks. And it's kind of a brutal swim. There's some snags out here. It's tough to fish. If you come here, you better bring your heavy tackle. Shock leaders are a must. You're going to lose some fish here, so make sure keep fish care in mind in this area. But that is the first spot that a 40 came out of Town Lake by Mike Winstone. I was lucky enough to be fishing with him when it happened. Beautiful fish. One interesting thing about the Rocks area is in 2002, there was a major flood that came through here, and the water was about 8 feet above normal. And it somewhat washed that area out, and we used to catch the fish off the right side consistently, and the left side was tough to fish. And since that flood, it's kind of flip-flopped. The right side, either the fish have been hammered over there and they just you can't hardly catch them. The left side's the one that seems to produce really well. Okay, the Rocks is the end of Zilliker Park, and if you notice these houses up here, it becomes private property. So it's tough to get in here and fish, but if you have a boat, you could. A lot of great fish come from this area once again, so pretty much at the top end of the lake right now. We're in Redbud Bay, is what we call it. It's at the tip of Redbud Island. It's an actual island that's up here at the very top end of the lake. We'll actually show you the dam. I haven't fished way up in there before, but that's not to say probably be some great float fishing, unless there's a current, because they release water through here at different times. But you can walk to the tip of the island. 2 or 3 guys can fish off of that really easily. And you've got a lot of area here. Over on this side, on the cliff side, you can actually hear the springs coming into the water. If you had a boat, you know, rented one of the boats and came up here, you could take and drop off baits at various distances, but a lot of area to cover right here. Unfortunately, you have the cliffs over there, and that's private property, and this is also private property over here. Okay, one interesting feature about the dam, the lake above, that's Lake Austin. That lake also has some really nice fish in it, but they release the water off of the bottom of that lake, so it stays cool, you know, year-round also, which definitely benefits in keeping the fish, giving the fish the opportunity to get big. Okay, here's just a little bit of structure in this Redbud Bay, and you know, if you just get a boat like we're in here, your own boat, or you could even rent a boat and fish out. It'd be pretty tricky to land a big fish in it, but I'm sure it could be done. Right now we're at the Parks Department area, and as you can see over here, there's actually a place to set up with a kind of a sandy beach you can walk down to, another spillway coming in you could set a pod up on. You can walk down, put the bank sticks in the water again, but here's several areas you can probably set up and fish. Still in the parks area, parking right there, just a few yards from where you can fish. On a rainy day, some of these bridges, something to consider. If it's raining, you can set up underneath the bridges and fish. Of course, you're not going to be able to make long casts very easy or do certain things that you could in a wide open area, but you know, get out and fish. You can't catch them unless you're fishing. Now we're making our way back to I-35 on the opposite side from Holiday Inn and the walkover bridge and the playground swims. You can't actually walk out behind Joe's Crab Shack. There's a little peninsula behind it, and set up there and fish. And that's produced a lot of fish for people.